if you can only relax into your own depths, into the benevolence of the mystery and the unknown, if you can do that, you'll be held. Hello and welcome back to Remember Why You're Here, a podcast for seekers and sensitives where you can relax, receive, reconnect to yourself, and remember the most important thing of all, why you're here. I'm Asia Suler, author, Earth Intuitive, teacher, and this is your intuitive reading for May 2025. I feel like this year, January went so slow. It just was a snail's pace. And ever since then, it has just sped along. And now all of a sudden we're in May. I'm here for it, but also kind of surprised that we're here for it, if you know what I mean. Okay, so I picked a card for this month, and yeah, there's some depths here. I'm going to say that there's some depths here. I picked a card from Kim Krantz's archetype deck. And I love this deck. It's not a traditional tarot deck in any way, shape, or form. It's an oracle deck. And I love how this deck sort of opens a portal into an archetype and then invites you to tune in to the collective unconscious, to this collective understanding to find out what that archetype means for you. So as I bring forth this card that came through for us this month, I want to invite you to connect into what this archetype means for you. I'm going to share what came through for me when I picked this for all of us, but I also want you to ask yourself, what does this archetype mean for me in my life? What are my connotations around this thing? Because I think there's some personal messages that are going to come through for you when you connect with that. So when I shuffled this deck, I ended up picking the ocean for us this May. The card shows the horizon line with the ocean below and the sky above, and there's two circles, one in the sky and one in the ocean, that almost look like two eyes. The one in the sky is a little larger and the one in the ocean is a little bit smaller, but it almost looks like it could be like the moon reflected in the water, or like two circular discs, two eyes looking out from this space. I was excited when we got this card because I love the ocean. Even though the ocean contains such magnitudes and such mystery, the ocean has always felt like a home space to me. And I think that that is common for probably a lot of people who listen to this podcast, people who are deep thinkers, deep feelers, who are sensitive and empathic, that the ocean as this place of mystery and bigness is also this place of homecoming. And on a very literal level, the ocean is our home. We evolved from creatures who walked out of the ocean. So I think we all feel this on like a DNA level when we're by the ocean, this sense of homecoming, well-being. There's also a lot of evidence that a lot of ancient humans were living and traveling along coastlines. That's how we explored the world, that the ocean was the way in which we really were delivered into greater iterations and circles of our destiny. So as I talk about what came through for me in picking this card, the ocean, for May, I really encourage you to tune into your own relationship with the ocean, what comes up for you when you think about the ocean, because this personal connection for you, I think, is also really important. In the guidebook that accompanies this deck, Kim Krantz talks a lot about the ocean as symbolic for our unconscious, as this vast reservoir of the things that exist beneath the surface in our lives, that the ocean is the great mystery. And literally the ocean is so mysterious. Like we think the moon is mysterious. There's so much more in the ocean that we haven't explored than we have in outer space. Like the ocean is this frontier of profound mystery on our planet. There's so much we don't know about this deep, deep body of water that surrounds us all and that makes up the bulk of our planet. So she talks about the ocean as this force that we have failed to dominate and control as human beings, which thank goodness for that, but as this allegory really for the vastness of the mystery that we can never control, that we can never understand, but that even in its bigness, right, it can be a comfort actually and a solace to us. And she talks specifically about letting the smallness of ourselves dissolve into the bigness of all that is in the ocean. And I just like love that concept and that coziness of that, even though, there's like a little bit of an ego dissolution here. So when I tuned in on my own after receiving this card, the first thing I saw was myself standing on the edge of the ocean. You can probably visualize this for yourself too, even if you've never been to the ocean. Like see yourself standing as we enter this month of May on the edge of this vast ocean. And that's the energy that I'm getting, that we're standing on the edge of something really big, that you're standing on the edge of something very vast in your own life, like something that you've been building towards and working towards, and that you're on the edge of this bigness now. And there's something wrapped up in the bigness that you are approaching, that you're standing beside, that you're gazing out towards, that is here and imminent, that has to do with your own work with your own unconscious. Like all the work that you have put into understanding your inner self, to perceiving what was unperceivable to you before. It's like that Carl Jung quote, until you make the unconscious conscious, it will rule your life and you'll call it fate. It's almost like this card is pointing your attention to all the work that you have done to make the unconscious conscious, all of the ways in which you have really tended to your own depths. Like there's some sort of like symphonic coming together happening this month. That's like you really realizing that this work that you've done is worthwhile. It's been important. It is paying off. It's showing up for you in this world. And I really do get the feeling, if you're someone who's been working on like a personal healing, maybe a health healing, or some sort of deep pattern in your life, if you've really been working on this, and especially if it's something that is connected into your psyche, the unconscious realms of like, dreams, or, your DNA, like really deep kind of stuff like that, that there's something with this month where you're going to see that work come to fruition. And at the very least, you're going to have like a really big appreciation for the work that you've done, because it's delivered you here. The ocean is also often symbolic of our emotions, which is connected in with our unconscious. But for me, it really brought up this sense or this feeling this month of there being emotional depths that may come up. And, emotional depths can be all the things. It can be good emotional depths, it can be hard emotional depths, but that there might be some pretty big highs and lows this month, but there's this texture to it where, because of the work you've done, you're going to be able to like meet the highs and the lows, like to have an appreciation for your depths. Instead of always being like, I wish this hadn't happened, or I wish I responded to that differently, or I wish I was different, I wish things were different, I just need to work harder, this has to get better. That there's almost this peace feeling of standing beside the ocean and being like, I contain depths, I contain multitudes, and that's okay. And it's almost like this sense that the work that you've done, the emotional inner work that you've done, is really going to help you meet the waves that are going to come in this month, and that there's a deepening happening here, a deepening that is preparing you to meet the bigness that is to come. There's this thing about the ocean, right, where it is like the great mother, source from which we all come, from which makes our planet what it is, the blue planet. And even though the ocean can also be destructive, there's this sense of deep respect that we all have for the ocean, like bordering on superstition, right? Like those of us whose lives and livelihood are really tied into the ocean, it's like this respect is so essential. Like we know how important this respect is to maintain relationship. And there's something in this month ahead about you having that kind of respect for yourself and for your own depths, Like instead of constantly trying to fix or change things, like standing there among the rise and the fall and the change of the tides and just having deep respect for yourself, for all the ways in which you've said yes to this life experience, for all the ways in which you have showed up. You deserve that kind of respect. And there's like a sense of solidness, even within the waving of this month, of you really being able to return that respect inwards and be like, wow, I really honor myself for the work that I've done. Wow, I am someone who has a lot of depths, and those depths are beautiful. It is a powerful gift to get glimpses into your own depths. And this is something that not everybody seeks in their lifetime. Like, not everybody on this planet is saying, like, I want to go deep. I want to understand myself on a deep level. I want to understand other people on this deep level. I want to understand this planet, this earth. But if you're listening to this, then you are one of those people who are saying or asking or placing at the center of their life, like this desire for depth, this desire for deepness. And this month will be this opportunity for experiencing more depth, more of your depths, your inner depths, more depth in life, like more layers, more nuances. And depths are all the things, right? Like depths are sheltering, depths are nutritive, depths are scary, depths are consuming. And this is what makes it so brave of you to be the kind of person who's coming into this life and saying, I want to know the depths. It's brave because there's so much mystery there. But, it's reminding me of the reading that I did for this whole year of 2025, where I talked about mystery as sort of the heart of this year, of the center of this year. And with this card coming in for May, the feeling is like that theme of courting mystery, of befriending mystery, of letting the depth of life, which is such mystery. I literally think about sinking into the depths of the ocean and like going into this place that is beyond human knowing. It's almost like that theme is really going to take root this month. In a way, maybe it hasn't quite yet in your year so far. Maybe there's been a lot of drive, a lot of forward momentum, but there's something about May where it's like this pause of this plunge into the depths and into embracing mystery. And it's a test in a way of, can you embrace mystery? Can you see mystery as a kind of beloved, not as something that's here to mess up your plans or throw you into confusion, but something that is here to shelter you and to hold you? And I think this is particularly it can be very vivid and helpful if you do identify as sensitive or empathic. When you're a sensitive person and you have such a big system, you have such like a nervous system that has such big energy, and you have so much potential to see and feel and attune to things, it can feel really good to be held by something bigger than you. It can feel really good to be able to relax into that bigness. And that's what the ocean is. The ocean is like the ultimate bigness. Like, think about it this way. The ocean can carry any weight. Any weight. The ocean can carry that. Like a blue whale, buoyant in an ocean, And so when we think about mystery, think about it as something that is this force like the ocean, something you can relax into, something you can be held by. The undercurrent of all of existence is benevolence. The undercurrent of all of existence is love. And so mystery, as something that arises out of the very heart of existence, is made up of benevolence, is made up of care and love, and you can rest here. This can be a resting place. And when we can embrace this mystery place, the depths, the unconscious, when we embrace it and go in with this brave heart of simply wanting to experience, wanting to be with it, appreciating it for its depths and its darkness and its unknown qualities, that it unfolds itself. It unfolds and gifts us so much. I mean, the ocean is this source of perpetual gifts. Perpetual gifts. We could not be here without the ocean. It is a source of life on our planet. And in this month of connecting into the ocean as this archetype for you, it's like this invitation to really connect into this deep, unseen aspect of reality that is here to hold you. And researchers show the majority of what we know is unconscious. Just like the majority of the bulk of a mountain is underneath the surface of the earth. Just like what we know about the ocean is just this small percentage of what's happening on the surface of the ocean, and there's so much depths underneath. That's you. That's you. That's who you are. You have those kinds of depths. And walking into this month of May, I really feel like there's this invitation for you to see and recognize your depths, to befriend your own depths, to be with them. And it's almost like if we give ourselves this opportunity this month without the harshness of having to push ourselves too hard, without all the judgments that come along around where you should be or what you should be doing, to just imagine almost like you're taking a holiday by the sea, but not necessarily one of those Caribbean beaches, like a deep, complex, nuanced ocean with many depths, and you're there and you're experiencing it, and it's going to bring you into this deeper understanding of who you are. This is a month of going into this deep understanding of who you are and also having so much appreciation for what you have done so far in your life to get here. Because let's go back to the original image that came in for me. You're standing on the edge of something big. Can you feel that? You're standing on the edge of something big, like a breakthrough in healing, a breakthrough in creativity, a breakthrough in your work in some way, shape, or form, a breakthrough in your family's healing. There's something here where you're standing on the edge of something big. And right now you're doing that work of sort of gathering up all the pieces of you, including this like admiration for your own self and this recognition of your own depths to make you, to ready you, to prepare you for the bigness that is about to come. So this is going to be a deep month. I don't really have a doubt about that. If the ocean shows up in your reading, this is going to be a deep month. There's going to be tides. There's probably going to be different waves of feeling this month. But at the heart of it is going to be this sense that if you can only relax into the depth, into the deepness of what's happening, into your own depths, into the benevolence of the mystery and the unknown. If there's some unknown things this month, that's okay. Like relax into it. If you can do that, you'll be held. And you might even really want to just imagine yourself, if you have the space and the time, if it feels good, imagine yourself like floating in the ocean and just being held, like every single ounce of your weight being held and being buoyant in this water. Because at the end of the day, this is your home. You belong here. The ocean, the depths, the unseen world, the mystery, this is where you belong. It's where you came from and it's where you will return. And so there's a holding and there's a cupping and there's a buoyancy here as you move into the ocean of this month. So thank you for being here. Thank you for tuning in. It's been so fun to start this podcast and to connect with you all in this way. It's like become my favorite thing. And I've been so tickled by all of the reviews that you all have been leaving. Like the stars, the reviews, the ratings, the thumbs up, they mean so much. It's like every time you do that, you're literally like sending me energy to keep going. So thank you so much for that. And I just wanted to read this one review. I love them all. I read them all. And this is just one of the many that have cropped up. And I just wanted to say thank you. So this is from Weaver of Words. I always feel refreshed after listening to Asia's inspiring reflections and grounded wisdom. With time speeding up lately and a lot of chaos and distraction in the world, she helps me to slow down and connect with my soul and more clearly see the next step in my sacred journey. What more could you ask for? I mean, really, this podcast has been such a beautiful way to connect with like-hearted people around the world. And when I do these monthly readings, it really just brings home this reality that we are all here. We're all together. We're all part of this collective together. And we're riding these waves together. And there's like a profound comfort in that. So thank you for being a part of this community with me. Thank you for being in the waves with me. So I'm sending you so many blessings for the month ahead. May it be one of depth. May it be one of healing. May it be one of self-recognition. May you be held. And as you go into those depths, may it be one where you really, truly, and deeply are able to remember why you're here.